So after some adjustments to these rollers, and after adding a wheel to the back side and a wheel to the front side, the gate is technically functional. I say technically functional because while it is able to open and close, it doesn't open and close well. It doesn't open and close easily. As you can see, even after adding support boards on the side and even after adding more support beams in the middle, there's just no way to correct this curvature here. The wood is just too curved, and because it's too long, no matter how many support boards I put in there, it's just gonna have the same outcome. As you can see, I'm able to open and close it, but normally, you know, a cantilever gate is really easy. You just slide it open with one hand. In this case, I've got to, you know, pull on this to get it to go. And because of the curvature, it doesn't quite line up. It doesn't quite line up properly. You gotta nudge it over, and then get it into where it goes, which is right about here. Technically functional. And then to open it, depending on where it moves, it's actually slightly easier to open. But it's not consistent either. Go. You gotta kind of work it a little bit forward and back. As you can see, it's wobbling when I push it. It's wobbling a lot. Once it gets going, it closes pretty well, or it opens up pretty well. But ultimately, it's not going to work. I'm going to have to probably go back to the drawing board. I'm thinking a rolling gate will probably be better. If these rollers were not on these poles per se, if these rollers were instead on the physical fence itself, and it were a piece upright like this, and then there was piping along the fence rails here, horizontally across there, one in the middle, one in the center on the lower part there, and then the rollers were on the fence and it rolled across there. I'll have to have guide wheels on the other end, obviously, but I think that's going to be the only way to do this without using steel. If I were using steel, I wouldn't have any problems with this. This setup would work perfectly for steel. That's what it's designed for. These rollers are designed for 2-inch square steel tubing. The problem is, I'll be honest, the problem, number one, is money. You know, the steel costs like 10 or 15 times more than wood does. It's very expensive. And while I do have the money, I could spend the money on it. The other issue is I'm not a metal worker. And the idea is, you know, I wanted to build this myself. This is a DIY project. And I am much better at woodworking than I am metalworking. You can't tell from this gate project, but it's true. I can use saws and screws, and I built this whole fence, but I'm not a welder, so it is what it is. I'm gonna probably start disassembling this here in a little bit, and then we'll move on and start figuring out the next phase of the design project. So that's an update. Reached a little bit of a stalled out point, but it'll be okay. Honestly, taking this all down, I'll have room also to stain and treat the inside panel here, which once the gate's done, that panel will be very hard to, this section right here will be very hard to stain and treat. So I need to get it all stained and treated now that it's getting warmer. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a red cedar look. I don't know. Kind of go back and forth between a dark brown like his fence over there and a reddish cedar natural tone. So we'll see. I don't know. I got to figure that out as well. Only about a month. I've only got about a month until my son is here, and also the season is picking up. I got a lot of work this week, so I don't know. just going to get done what we can in the time we have available. So that's an update.